Welcome to the video series on ABB AC500 PLCs and HMIs. Well, in this particular video, we will present you with a general overview of the versatile communication features available with the AC500 family PLC controllers. We expect that after viewing this video, you will be able to understand and appreciate the many different powerful communication possibilities supported by our field-proven AC500 controller. Perhaps you might be aware that the AC500 PLC controllers are available in two variants, namely modular CPUs, for instance the PM583, and compact CPUs, for example PM554. The compact CPUs do come with one built-in Ethernet interface and one COM port, typically called COM1. COM2 is an optional feature in compact CPUs. However, the modular CPUs comes with built-in Ethernet interface, two COM ports namely COM1 and COM2, and one FBP interface, or in other words field bus plug. There is a good possibility of adding additional communication modules in the modular CPUs to have more networks in the PLC system. Now, we talk a bit more about these communication options that are on board with the AC500 PLC controllers. As seen on the screen, for the modular CPU, the COM2 port linkable through a 9-pin female D connector, or a 9-pin terminal block in case of COM1, and support both RS-232 or RS-485 protocols by default. It is possible to configure these serial ports to support Modbus RTU communication either as a Modbus master or as a Modbus slave. These ports are also configurable to support ASCII protocol communication. Online access to the AC500 CPU is also a function invariably supported by these ports with specific settings. Last but not the least, the ABB proprietary fieldbus protocol CS31 could also be established through only the COM1 port with adequate configuration steps. Now let's look at the built-in multi-purpose RJ45 Ethernet port. This port primarily supports two major Ethernet protocols called TCP/IP and UDP. While in TCP/IP mode, it could support a number of functions, for instance online access. Online access allows the user to download a program from an engineering PC, or allows monitoring the CPU data in a HMI panel. File transfer functions are possible if we configure FTP server function in this mode. Another possibility is sending emails using SMTP protocol. Configuring this port for Modbus TCP functionality would enable us to exchange data with other AC500 controllers or with third-party PLCs, as a Modbus server, or client, or both. Also, by configuring DNS function, the IP address of a remote host could be supplied by its name. We could also implement standard telecontrol protocol as per IEC 60870. For remote monitoring and control applications either as a control station, or as a remote substation. Lastly, we could implement open TCP/IP protocol communication using TCP/IP socket programming feature. Similarly, the UDP protocol also support functions like data communication between multiple AC500 controllers, and between AC500 and third-party PLCs. In UDP mode, it is also possible to configure the AC500 controller as a time server, or time master in a distributed network via SNTP protocol. It could also facilitate the function of a time client, or slave in order to synchronize the AC500 controller time with the network master time synchronization function. Thus the Ethernet port is quite powerful and flexible in terms of functionalities, which gives us the edge over other contemporary PLC products in the market. Coming to the fieldbus plug, which is also an integral communication port in the modular CPUs. This powerful interface allows the modular CPUs to be configured as a fieldbus slave, supporting most of the renowned fieldbus communication protocols, like Profibus, DeviceNet, Canopen, etc. The type of fieldbus supported is determined by the fieldbus plug that we use, which means there are different plugs available to support different protocols. Let us consider the onboard communication capabilities of compact AC500 CPUs now. Compact CPUs that comes with built-in Ethernet port would support all the Ethernet features that we described for the modular CPUs as before. Even the COM1 and COM2 ports work similar, but with an exception that they support only RS485 protocol. It is to be noted here that COM2 is an additional option and not available on board by default. As discussed in the beginning of this video, in addition to the built-in communication ports, we could also add more communication modules to have additional networks in the modular CPUs. Such communication modules are always mounted on the left side of the CPUs called coupler position, with appropriate terminal bases. Per CPU we could connect up to 4 communication modules in any order. These communication modules draw power from the terminal base via the CPU, and are equipped with status LEDs for diagnostic purpose. Now we will discuss briefly about all the available communication modules. As you see them on the screen, CM572 is a DP master module for realizing Profibus DP fieldbus communication. The other fieldbus modules are CM579 for Profinet I/O and EtherCAT, CM578 for CAN Open Master, CM588 for CAN Open Slave, and CM575 for device net connectivities. CM574RS module is for realizing Modbus RTU, CS31 and ASCII protocols. And the module CM574RCOM is meant for realizing a proprietary serial fieldbus communication from ABB called RCOM or RCOM+. CM577 supports TCP/IP and UDP protocols with varied functions as described earlier in this video. It could also act as an Ethernet switch for having 2 Ethernet ports in it. Finally, DC541 is a special communication module facilitating the connectivity of high-speed inputs, and offering interrupt functionality for high-end applications. To summarize our discussion, here we present you with a typical networking example, wherein controllers, panel, drives and engineering station are exchanging data through different networks like Profibus DP, Profinet and Ethernet.
Thank you for attending this video. If you want to learn more about scalable AC500 controller, please use the following link. Or if you have an additional technical question, you can contact our helpline support. For general comments and questions about this video, don't hesitate to contact us.